Diana Tree. Kaja Sanyana was run to each other. Oh, Christo and Conin in Hini, and you women in a title. What did you want, sir? The motor not the outside, what the outside of you. What is your divoyedi? Mediana men sanamen fatana soya tombi. Ah, want to do the demano. Then Christo and Conim, he hit it. Oh,
Nonsia abo omanade shebe mo bibiara chene mo makwaba kese ediaba Ashanti Prime TV so emrason sense my nsaka wo man Ghana eni ama hodo so edi osemufu agina ntenten ekruchie di egukrata so edi ama ye ne de ba be so mo do hwedi mu se eye Prime Anopa Nonsia kase ensema no pe ye de ba be so mo no edo so ye ne obetie bi enie ende chair edema Public Accounts Committee Eye mame abena osei asari edensem bi ato abontene
sa so ena NDC amanyoko no so densem bi ato abontene
oso afo sha padi ho nsem so eyonmunyamfo eye Dr. Abdul Rashid eye Hassan ono so akasa
sa so ena yenuanom a omo dentwa so omo akasa
ensem weni afoforo pie kan na ye donhwedi enim ye de ba besom e wo Kasiebo kwan so Kasiebo benya bi ahwe e wo abefo ntenten fidie so Facebook ASHANTI Prime TV, YouTube ASHANTI Prime TV, and TikTok. And say ASHANTI Prime TV, we shall no comment. I like it. No, I share Eddie Amaye.
So, and I want for our more so as never de Cassie. Ever so more a POG band. The band and I did my morning as all good people. Oh, no, you may dear wood in yes, my boy, I'm waiting me up a year at the amount. Wait me up from 0248400056 and I say 0594615325. On do Juma a war I sign estate so and a POG mo almost a boy a chido. Almost do Juma a was Santiman for what I said. Ogo PMO or na feel no almost wedding house. So which me for POG mo. It was 0248501319 and I say 0509990991. Kuna no enkudi ensawo so afiso achi media ono so ebo ye chido ya enye fedi akokro ono so di adwuma ewo eya hensan estate modi aso be from na for no so ntin bo ano di so adi hu wosini twam ipom kasan entimi ko yi emfa ema
na don shuba ku edi enimi die ya de Kasiebo abesom eye me miss now start mini aba
ajuwa tempo
ye chie hotel abasisia Additional by my science of Macquabe Bium, Edia Ashanti Prime TV, so a fage brain, I am pensing in Semnumo. Any a year penny and I say to Tinany Edema Public Accounts Committee. A year mammy Abena or say, Asarini Wakasa, Ediato Abontanese and Brown Mode, a woman kunte Buju Medie, a share Suyasha. And penny for the Sika, a woman gun has a pa, a yen penny for Moda Senior High Schools. Ahodo no ano so ya na ye se nipa na di sika we nyina na asotwe a eda ho ma na ne se suku a wodi ni djuma wo mi ebe transfer no e de na ko suku foforo ndie osusu se aban emfa emra anase asotwe a emu oduo na sa wo chirechire ni anase headmaster ni di sika we dim se ne mpanimfo chi mi asotwe we e na ye de be ma me eno no yes ne se ye be chi nipa ni be wie no yes ye transfer ne de na ko suku foforo na be bia o de na ekono Sikan wokwa kodi edia said so besre se aban ema asotwe a ye de twen eye wona edi oman ni sikan oma emu
all our zonal settings, and that has to do with poor records keeping and documentation of information, because clearly most of the infractions that they are cited for, it's when the auditors leave that they take their time, look for the documentation, and then buttress their expenditure with this documentation. It is not right. Documentation filing and record keeping is one of the challenges that all the secondary schools, the assemblies have. We have been able to look at 10 regions out of the 15, and it runs through all the regions. So this is something that we should also look at. And then the issue of the sanctions in our minds that gives members who perpetuate these infractions the right to continue to do it. We should also look at that one. A situation where someone does something wrong and the only sanction is for you to have the person transferred to another place. Apart from that, there are no other sanctions that will deter the person from doing that or repeating that again. Consistently, we are seeing the issue of non-registration of land by the secondary schools. And we heard what happened, that apparently when after several warnings, they went and then they realized that a part of the land had been ceded to another person. So clearly we will have to find a way here to work with the Lands Commission to see how best we can expedite action on registration of land for the secondary schools, because it has become an issue and we have seen it in all the
NDC I think we're about to fire for almost every say MP4 ever can somewhere every and so am every homework can say all for that I know me and yes setting the local station almost every they are MP4 MP4 every for any and so I am
affirm a political responsibility to defend truth, protect our democratic gains, and ensure that propaganda does not distort the will of the Ghanaian people. Let me state this clearly from the outset. The New Patriotic Party has once again activated its well-known machinery of misinformation, half-baked truth, and calculated propaganda. To us, this is not new. It is a deliberate political strategy, one that seeks to exploit silence, manipulate public perception, and rewrite recent history in their favor, after what can be described as a catastrophic record in government. History reminds us, after the first NDC administration under His Excellency, Flight Lieutenant General John Rawlings of blessed memory, the incoming government of John Agyekum Kufuor deliberately distorted the achievement of the NDC through sustained propaganda. It took the bold intervention of the then propaganda secretary and now the indefatigable general secretary of the NDC, Honorable Fifi Fiavi Kweti, to introduce setting the record straight to stop the trend. That initiative was not just political communication, it was a rescue mission for truth. It helped restore public confidence and ultimately contributed to regaining power. Today, history is repeating itself. But this time, we will not wait until we are in opposition before we speak.
Additional environment and some Swene also for Shapa, the home some so a young for a year Dr. Abdul Rashid, a year Hassan, Wakasa, Edia Trouble, and a dear Dar by nothing of surprise or my Ghana. In Juma, a home sent to the King and a bow share no business about the Shena, the dear and your Juma, and say a Dar by no one home against a Sabona will share your name so baby, Edia Magana this year.
That was a comprehensive review of the legal framework governing the Institute. And I'm pleased to note that the Director General of the NDPI has already developed a draft legislative instrument for submission to Cabinet for consideration. We will continue to work towards securing the necessary government support in this direction. The Institute continues to face infrastructure and operational constraints that impact productivity and service. And you heard the Director General indicating that we have been able to secure an amount of 8 million Ghana cedis to support them to continue developing the infrastructure that house them. Another important area requiring attention is the provision of adequate operational logistics to support the Institute's outstretched field management, monitoring and trading functions. These are essential components of productivity improvement and institutional performance.
Before systems improve, before technology advances, and before outputs increase, there must first be a shift in how people think about themselves, how people think about their work, how people think about utilization of their time and their responsibilities and value creation. These are basic. Another component and recommendation is on AI. Artificial intelligence has come to stay. Just a week ago, 24th April 2020.
And also for our down Merciano Akasa, Honorable Harlan Grace, actually say. When you are buying no egg assassin a bay, Momo a TV for letting me a piece of to be a day to a my more fun on the school. A young son, Juma, Udonana, or more Ecosiano. Senator movie school many Juma at me, I and I won't mind letting me up of the Awaka. Erica, you may be to say carpentry, don't be any day home.
Robust infrastructure, which must be matched and supported adequately by workshops, tools, and equipment, so that those who require hands-on training get their hands-on training. We are training young people who will create jobs but not seek jobs. Let this symposium find answers to that question today. How do we create a new bevy of young people who themselves can create jobs rather than be reduced to job seekers? TVET, my faith and belief, does have answers to it. Then finally, my challenge, financing. I want to assure this August gathering that currently I am before Cabinet, seeking Cabinet approval and by extension the approval of His Excellency the President for Ghana to have its first dedicated TVET fund to finance technical and vocational education. GET fund annually now gets 9.7 billion. Let's dedicate 10 to 15% of it for technical and vocational education, TVET. So that every other year in the GET fund formula, a minimum of 10 to 15% is dedicated for technical and vocational education.
This is the third edition of the report. Each year we build on what we have done.
Any penny for Moja a Ghana cashew industry and Wakasa Ediatua Bonton is a share a year cashew cashew in a friend say at Siana a idea say ye D area say bay in Abano yet to me than any Eddie before running so I come as over a year a big Muhammad see a DB yani at Tonabano at watching say sounds what and warranty no. Odin she pegu akwema eba beboa ama yedi atia na wie no kra na bana ewom no adane dane ni de ayi bibi foforo na aboa ama enwuma nso abuso e wo man Ghana ha se ene ebibrem ama na man ni na
to TCDA and to our development partners in the sense that the cashew, as you say it, when you take the whole fruit of cashew, what we are making use of it now is just the nut. It's about 10% of the whole entire fruit. 90% go waste. This 90% that go waste has a lot of potential that can create incomes for farmers, for processors. It can create jobs and opportunities, industrial opportunities. So the purpose is to really bring it out. And as the president said, we have to be industrial investment driven. We have to make sure that we create opportunities and results oriented. So together with GIZ Move, we agreed that let's bring the Cashew Apple Conference together to expose the potential out there for many people to see what can be used out of that. Number one, for people to know that yes, everybody knows the nut, that the kernels we eat and everything, but the rest of the fruit, what is what we call the cashew apple, about 90 of them. Myself, I saw it in Blue East, lie on the floor. Meanwhile, the same fruit can be good food for poultry industry. It's also good for wine juices. And in fact, we are going to come out with several policies as far as the cashew itself is concerned. What should be used? Local consumption of our products. We need to now focus, promote, and get investment into that, and it becomes one part of our food security here in this country.
Ghana's cashew industry has grown steadily over the years and has become one of the important pillars .
Yes, yet you won't say any hour for anything for baby in common. If I had a so young betray an hour for you to ska, say Bayanka, share for us one of my friends waiting on one, and no any be a share one more drink a see a found.
Ultimately, a channel yes, Cuba Pire, a Timuco. I don't think at times a business hour for no. As a winter time, I'm crying to Mr. Crown, only that time I'm crying to one more. Kwasem kwa na exam no ojapon de ase no or akotena exam room o se we do en kwasem kwa na wa yeden wa choro ana times so no e bi so fie awofo no so e tie timi times man kwala no e wo fie for adusua no akwala bi wo no ma ni tiewu but onya teacher ni bi e se wo pay extra teacher ma no tunsua de wo fie ni na so timi count so timi yes ade ma kwara no so mutimi edo exam time mutimi ade nkoto bi si na bitima abo
that they are getting to the close of the management PTA meeting and now the two enum say one person yem boa won no mo so boa kwada no na most of the time and one no free say e bia kwada no be chiti they thought they be go to the center of even collecting money from the parents to also influence the process, but inwardly no obia person dey ba enya good grade. But at the same time, no, or person omonya good grade out of their own merit. But just say ebi obechiti.
Blame no. It mean farmer teacher for no kwa. If you say awofo no so, or say oyo awofo a oba no na disua na ni bibia na ye ehu hia wo. Nti exam to be draw. Na sakwara no ya de a unim. Nti say me kra me tise me ba akoya aposa me twina so. Apo no utwa na wokọ wanimu a ho no omodi mo no ebia na hokra na ankoboa. Nti no I'm not there, may blame our for teachers.
And yeah, it's not a good thing, and it's not advisable. Say, I will forbid I say, because now all school fees, so Banco Shiando no one there. Then why should we pay for a poor baby, sir? I think it's not good. As I trust Osana, modern bow, banning boy, and I say, a man are poor on to me, and you know who's dear, and your good grace, and I'm passing. It's not good.
That's a poor. Upon any baby, sir, a hand to over pressure now, colano more pressure.
Nene ukopie mo ewo enkan fumfini mantema ya dia bejo mukasa ho dwumadie akoso ewo hwedi endaso ene 3i Africa Summit. Nene ukopie mo hono ma na efutu akọ eduama eye Ghana adehie titiru ene wona eye mpanimfo ya wo hwe eye amahodo ho nsem so no se ene abafu nimdie ene edie bibia enti no se ye sende sikadie free Ghana akọ amahodo so no obi nso esende Ediaba na ya na process ni yetententene no odan eye kwan foforo adikura eno no beboa amasika eye wo sendie na wo receive no aye simple ediama ebibre mama na man adihie nyina.
Shift from our financial market architecture from tokenized securities and digital exchanges to blockchain enabled settlement systems and programmable finance. Virtual asset is redefining how capital is raised, how ownership is represented, how transactions are executed, and how increasingly markets themselves are structured and supervised. For policymakers and us as regulators, this is not simply an emerging trend. It is a strategic inflection point that demands foresight, adaptability, regulatory clarity, and responsible innovation. The question, therefore, is no longer whether virtual assets will influence the future of finance. The reality is already unfolding. The more consequential question is whether regulation will proactively shape this evolution or remain in a reactive posture, continually adjusting to developments after the fact. Ghana's position on this matter is deliberate and clear. We are choosing to lead responsibly, innovate prudently, regulate intelligently. This is the philosophy guiding our approach, not one of unrestrained liberalization, nor one of reactionary prohibition, but one of measured innovation grounded in market integrity, robust investor protection, sound governance, and the preservation of financial stability.
When regulation is enabling and predictable, private investment follows, and competition deepens instead of narrowing. The 3i Summit, and this is why such summit is important for us, it's really the kind of summit where you can convene public and private actor and align on the next step, the next concrete step on regulation.
And now that demolition exercise to me echo so danger any domain brano. Yeah, this is for a ya omonia de dona kind or is so far by Sabina now omeko or more elmas and saying baby more dear omoni BBI or sitting on the
by tribe. I work here on Dantra land. I bought the land from a company, which the family, some of the family heads attest to it, that I bought it from a company where the family has already sold to. I run a pharmacy on my property with a chamber and hall self-contained on it. I was home yesterday when my worker called me that there's a bulldozer trying to demolish the whole property. I asked to talk to the leader. He refused to talk to me. So I had to drive all the way from Holy Trinity Hospital because I wasn't feeling so well. So I drove all the way, I got here, and then I realized I've already entered my brother, who is Shaga, Joseph Dodu. I'm very close to him. So at the moment they drove into his bar and his restaurant, they just diverted and drove into my room, which they have destroyed a lot of things. I have plates in there, I have machines in there, a lot of things they have destroyed. And then they came in front of the pharmacy with a canopy in front of it. They just put the excavator in there, destroying all my showcases that I have there. So this is the reason we are all protesting, that we're asking the IGP, we are asking the divisional commissioner, and we are asking the MP for the area. It's too much, because last 2 years he just came in there, took our shop keys, demolished a lot of things, destroyed a lot of things, and we all kept quiet because we thought we bought the land from legitimate sources. So we are not going to see him because he's demanding a lot of money from us to pay.
which is so uncalled for. So we were not expecting, because he didn't give us any notice. He didn't tell us that he was coming to demolish it. He just drove in there, started beating people, assaulting people, and destroying my things. I am asking, who is going to pay me? Because even if I'm encroaching on your property and you want to demolish it, you have to tell me so that I pack my things out. Because now I don't know where to get you. I don't know who is